This episode of Techno Buffalo is brought to you by Shutterstock.com. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Rumor Roundup. I'm your host, John Rangers, the show where we quite obviously round up all the rumors from the week, trash compactor them down into one video of rumor awesomeness. Up this week, we're going to talk phones and gaming. We're going to talk about rims. Blackberry 10 is coming soon. We're going to talk about the iPhone 5S and when it might be here. We're going to go gaming and talk about the next Xbox and PlayStation and what the next PS4 might be priced at and when we might actually see it. This is Rumor Roundup. Let's go ahead and get started. We are at the dawn of Blackberry 10, only a few weeks away toward the end of January, when RIM shows us everything that Blackberry 10 can do. And the leaks are coming fast and furious, as they tend to do. A lot of them come out of Vietnam. So we had our first glimpse at RIM's alleged first Blackberry 10 device to sport a full QWERTY keyboard back in December, and I cannot freaking wait. A full keyboard awesomeness. The pictures have finally leaked, but the device, which might launch under the X10 moniker, is part of the rumored N series of Blackberry 10 devices. RIM is hanging on to the beautiful keyboard design that we loved from the awesome 9900, so I cannot freaking wait. It's almost here. Hopefully they're going to launch with the keyboard. We're hearing though that maybe one launch device might come, with several others coming a few months afterwards. I'm hopeful though that we're going to get both some keyboard awesomeness and also of course the full touchscreen business that we've seen leaked like crazy. So what part of Blackberry 10 are you guys most excited about? The iPhone 5S. Rumors are swirling that production is going to start in March and the launch is going to be in June or July. It recently reported on a story from the Wall Street Journal that suggested Apple cut orders for the iPhone 5. It was a huge story, all over the news. It caused their stock price to close below 500, but why? It might not be all bad. I'm actually guessing that the demand is starting to cool following the holiday buying rush. Obviously, Apple orders a lot of components to keep up with the demand, but maybe Apple's already focusing on lining up orders for the next iPhone, the iPhone 5S. So don't worry so much, it makes perfect sense. We usually hear friends and family, should I wait for the next one? It's coming right around the corner. This time though, it might actually be around the corner, or just about 6 months from now, which in the smartphone world is super duper quick. Next, Xbox and PlayStation could launch for $350 to $400, which shows you guys that remember the original PlayStation 3 launch, which now seems like a decade ago. It launched at a crazy high price point at $600, and it took Sony a really long time to get that price point down. Once they got it down, people started buying them like hotcakes. The console does a ton of stuff, so hopefully Sony learned from their previous mistakes and is going to get the launch price just right and to compete head to head with the Xbox. Now listen, I know what you're saying. Analysts can make up anything they want. I can make up a study that says the next Xbox is going to sell for $14 trillion and single-handedly solve the US debt. But this was a bit of a scientific study that went into it, although the results seem super obvious. The word comes from Baird Equity Research in a report done by GamerIndustry.biz. Aside from pricing, analysts also suggest the next Xbox will drop in November of this year, and the PlayStation 4 release in October. So super soon, maybe even before E3. So if you're thinking about getting a new console, you might want to wait unless it's the Wii U. They also indicate that these consoles will feature high-end PC gaming components and a blend of physical and digital distribution, which no big surprise, they already do that now. Figure it'll be higher end because they're newer, and digital distribution is something they already have. Presumably they'll step that up a little bit. I do believe those are the last generation of consoles that we're going to see actually launch with physical media. Being able to put in a Blu-ray or DVD, whatever they might use. These consoles generally have a 10-year lifespan, so 10 years from now, presumably people have higher speed internet, be able to download all the games and content much quicker. It's always fun to cover these analyst predictions, especially when it comes to something as open-ended as a console pricing. There's obviously no right answer to this, but guessing $350 to $400 range sounds about right for the next generation of systems from Sony and Microsoft. But again, as I mentioned, PlayStation 3 hit retail in 2006 with two SKUs, a $499 model and a $599 model. Even then, gamers knew $600 for a console was a bit ridiculous. Hopefully Sony doesn't make the same mistake this time around. Let's ditch the Xbox for a bit and talk about the PS4. Hiroshi Sakamoto, Sony's home entertainment vice president, may have gone against typical protocol for the major hardware manufacturers. As he said at CES 2013, interview with emol.com, Sakamoto suggested that he might be planning to announce the PlayStation 4 before E3. The quotes from Sakamoto were originally published in Spanish, so forgive the loose language translations that comes from Google Translate. And I quote, "But our friends are preparing PlayStation. I can only say that we are focused on the E3 gaming event scheduled for June. The announcement might be that minute or even earlier in May. In that time, we expect to deliver great news, but we must wait until at least May, at least." So the bold emphasis is my own. Sakamoto indicates that Sony might do a pre-E3 announcement that some companies have recently taken to, so that way they can have the bulk of the conference to announce everything else that their consoles can do, talk about games, talk about new features, and not have to worry about someone else stealing their thunder a few hours later with another press conference. I'm super excited for the PlayStation 4. It does so much. The previous generation, the PS3, it's great as a streaming console. It's one of the world's best Blu-ray players. So I'm really curious to see what Sony does for the next generation. I would love to see it come before E3, mostly because I just want to play with it. What do you guys think? Could Sony really upend Microsoft and get their console out first? Love to hear your thoughts on it. Leave your comments down below. So let me take a minute from all the rumors to thank our friends and sponsors at Shutterstock.com. It's the place to go when looking for stock photos, vectors, illustrations, and video clips. You can sign up for large image packs, monthly subscriptions, or just grab a single image for a blog or mock-up. Even offer enhanced license access in case you want to print an image or just get it screened on a t-shirt or sweatshirt. Just bam! Like this. Shutterstock.com makes it easy to curate your own galleries as well, making searching easier. You can download any image, any size for one price, no nickel and diming for the high-res stuff. If you have a blog, you have a YouTube channel, it's important to make sure you get those images and those thumbnails just right. Shutterstock.com is a great way to do that. You can install their iPad app to get started, no credit card needed at all. Find the images you want, enter offer code TECHNO1, get 30% off any package. So use your iPad, use your desktop, laptop, whatever you want. Just use TECHNO1, 30% off. Thank you to our friends at Shutterstock.com. So thank you guys for watching another episode of Rumor Roundup. What do you think of all the phone and gaming news? I want to hear your thoughts. Check us out on TechnoBuffalo.com for latest and greatest tech news, rumors, bad jokes, and everything in between. I'm John Rettinger. See you next video.